Hello, I'm Reea, and what I've got for you today is a channeled message from my guide, the goddess Mart, who was the Egyptian goddess of truth, justice and harmony, and we have a beautiful message about romantic love and the love you seek. I hope you enjoy it. We greet you in the love and the light of the one infinite Creator, and we give thanks this day for the wonderful opportunity to connect with you. This is as much an adventure for us as it is for you. We ask that you take from our teachings whatever resonates with you at this time and leave the rest. It is true that when the student is ready, the teacher appears, but also there are many different ways to learn and to expand your consciousness, and your task is to use your own discernment to choose which teachings, which messages are for you and which are not. You are a sovereign being, and knowing your preferences and discerning what is a vibrational match for you is an important part of your journey and your awakening at this time. We wish to communicate with you this day on the very complex topic of romantic love. Our beloved channel, Reea, working as she does in the service of her brothers and sisters of light incarnated on earth, is frequently asked by many on the topic of loving relationships. It is an aspect of the blueprint of third-dimensional earth that emotions and relationships are the primary ways in which you learn and navigate through this life. Very few circumstances inspire such highs and lows of emotions for so many as this topic of romantic love. Would you be surprised to know that there are very few other places you can incarnate as focused aspects of divine consciousness where you practice relationships in quite the same way as you do on earth? We could go so far as to say none. There are no other realms of consciousness that are the same as earth. It is true, all places where you could experience what you refer to as other lifetimes are unique. They are all different. But when it comes to romance, Earth is quite the adventure. Some would say that Earth created loving relationship in its own unique way that does not appear anywhere else in the universe. You are in a time of awakening, the age of Aquarius, when many humans are coming to understand that you are more than just a flesh sack, more than a mere physical being. You are pure consciousness itself. You are aspects of God, Goddess, on earth for an extraordinary adventure. Earth is shifting, and all its inhabitants with it, shifting from third dimension to fifth dimension. Some of you are already in early stages of fourth dimensional consciousness. It was part of the blueprint of Earth that relationships would serve as a specific catalyst for change and for the purpose of procreation, survival, community, and expansion of consciousness through learning. Therefore, in third dimension, in this time-space reality, and since for some of you a relationship is no longer necessary for the purposes of procreation and survival, romantic relationships have on the whole a tendency to be adversarial, because their main purpose is to learn and expand consciousness. They are not unconditional love. They are more like, I'll give you this if you give me that, a very conditional experience. The relationships of parent and child are more likely to be unconditional, on the parent's part at least. But when it comes to marriage and partnership, there is often a power struggle. Have you noticed that even when you attempt equanimity, it doesn't last long? One or the other will feel not loved enough, not understood or heard, or given enough attention, or given too much of all of these things. Maintaining balance and harmony is quite difficult. And then there are all the stressors of life on earth: children, families, careers, finances, wars, politics, illness, addictions, fears, and on it goes. Earth is a very difficult place to incarnate. You don't come here unless you are fully ready. So there is the situation that when you have a partner, you might prefer another, or you grow bored, or the sex isn't what you'd like, or they don't contribute in quite the same way as you do to the relationship and to the many chores of homemaking. There are givers and takers. And have you noticed that givers attract takers and takers attract givers? And there is a power imbalance from the start. And it's all very well to say that if you were a giver, you would like to be with another service to others type, but it would probably make you feel uncomfortable. Perhaps you are not used to it, and you actually like to be needed, and you function better that way because that's what you're used to. There are as many permeations of difference in romantic relationships as you could possibly imagine, and we assure you they are all purposeful. When you ask for romantic love, everything inside you that would prevent you from being happy, and as you say, living happily ever after, will come to the surface for healing. That is the way your beingness is programmed. Your unconscious mind wants to heal you emotionally, psychologically, and physically, because that is the path to the expansion of consciousness and ascension. And you are part of the universe. And scientists will tell you that the universe is constantly expanding. If there were no catalysts or challenges in your romantic relationships, you would get bored very quickly. Humans being love entertainment. And have you noticed those couples who seem to have been together forever and are like two housemates or brother and sister? They stopped learning from each other years ago, and instead of inspiring each other to fulfill their highest potential, they are keeping each other prisoners of commitment and the past, and they stay together out of fear or beliefs or inertia. From our perspective, from our higher perspective, we can tell you that we are not more in favor of this kind of relationship than we are of those which express abuse. Emotional neglect is, after all, a form of abuse on your planet. Your relationships on Earth unfortunately reflect the energy of the planet, for you cannot separate yourself or your beautiful selves from Mother Earth. You are all one. If you see these relationships and this planet Earth as a smorgasbord containing all permeations of potential, rape, starvation, greed, violence, war, pillage, plunder, side by side with compassion, kindness, love, joy, happiness, creativity, expansion, caring, and all the wonders of life. On Earth, all of these things exist. Relationships will change as Earth ascends into fourth and then fifth dimension. As part of this process, self-awareness must be undertaken. Have you ever wondered why you are attracted to some people and not others? The seeds of your sexual attraction lay in your childhood, your karma, past lives, personality, trauma, and your soul's plan for you. It seems magical, but there is no such thing as coincidence. Everything you experience comes together like a beautifully composed symphony, each musician playing their part at just the right moment. There are many of you who are alone at this time, and many who have been alone for a very long time. The reasons for this are again unique and specific just to you, but it is never for no reason. The reason you have not found a loving partner, if that is your experience, is never because you don't deserve one, you are unlovable, or you have, as you say, missed the boat. There are many levels of the story, and we would ask you to imagine many school students in classes at the level or vibrating at the frequency of their potential to understand. And this is how you should see any periods of time when you are not in a romantic relationship. Your being is doing something else. It may feel to you that your ego holds a loving relationship as your highest value, your deepest desire. However, your soul or higher self also wants other things for you. Everything happens in perfect timing. It cannot be any other way. Even the mate you feel you are waiting for is busy doing something else right now, getting a divorce, traveling the world, experiencing an illness, or any of the millions of other things that are possible for them to be doing on Earth. All genders ask, where is my soulmate? When are they coming? And the answers to those questions will vary. For you are all unique, and your lives are magical no matter how they appear to you, and you are all on your own journey. There is not one soulmate for you. You could potentially have many soulmates, particularly if you are a mature soul with many other focuses of awareness or lifetimes under your belt. A soulmate is someone you have shared many other lifetimes with and loved before. True unconditional love never dies. It is eternal. It is an energy frequency that is always accessible once you have experienced it. And if you are intuitive, you will feel it when you meet someone new, that you have known them and loved them before. It feels comfortable and familiar and special. Because you have more than one soulmate, it may not be that your story includes staying with a particular soulmate for the rest of your life. Soulmates often come into your life as teachers. You learn more deeply and viscerally when you suffer. So a soulmate could cause you to suffer greatly, and the experience transforms you for all eternity in a way that nothing else could. That could be what your soul wants for you. Not just that you have someone to cuddle up in bed with, or someone to spend the holidays with. Your soul self wants you to expand your consciousness, for you are the universe, and remember, it is always expanding. As part of all of this talk about romance, we will take this time to remind you that you create and manifest everything that appears in your life. However, you don't create from just the part of you you know as your physical personality, ego. You create from the totality of who you really are, all of the yous, your soul, your higher self, and you as God, Goddess, all that is. You are like those Russian nested dolls, many layered, one inside the other. And so your ego might be longing for love, and your soul is longing for something else for you that would be better served by you being single for a time. As we have previously expressed, sometimes romantic relationships hold you back, and sometimes they uplift you and show you aspects of yourself that were dormant and you had no idea were even there. We ask that you understand that you are not single, alone, in a bad relationship, or even a good one, for that matter, for any other reason other than it is your choice. Not the ego personality, but the magnificent and powerful, vast God, Goddess totality of all that you are. And your ego is an aspect of that, but it is not the whole of you. So if you are somewhere you do not want to be right now, or with someone you do not want to be with in your love life, know that it is an ever-changing, ever-transforming thing. Your higher self does not judge you for ending a relationship or getting a divorce. There is zero judgment, for you have free will, and there is no good or bad from the greater perspective of universal mind. Every experience brings knowledge and growth. You may feel stuck or alone, but you are not. You are all potential, brimming with potential. So don't keep living the same life, the same days over and over again, doing the same things, if it is making you unhappy. If you can't see outside the world you have constructed for yourself, reach out to someone who can. We send you angels in earthly form, as well as discarnate angels in what you would see as other dimensions to assist you. An earthly angel could be the person who smiles at you on the street when you are having a bad day. It could be the date you are having tomorrow, or a friend, counselor, or mentor who tells you something you needed to hear. Have faith in yourself and trust the eternal you. You are loved more than you could ever possibly understand. We see you as already perfect, while in the process of constantly transforming to someone even more magnificent. You have free will, and we urge you to make use of it, and we will support you in whatever way we can. You have only to ask. If you hold the desire for love, then it will be yours, because you are creating it. You can't do otherwise. If it is really and truly what you want, and you are ready for it right now, if it is a new relationship or a relationship of any kind, it is yours. It is there somewhere in your future. Have faith, and it will be so.